third position. Things have really been shuffled around, and this gives Butch Miller a chance to close up on the rear deck of Toby Butler in third to see if Butch has got anything for him. Truck looks to be really working well. Toby's truck just a little bit tight, so they were hoping it would loosen up. It should be doing so now. We're about halfway through the second segment.
Walker Evans rolls into the pits in the Barbary Coast Dodge. Here's Ralph.
Talked to Sammy Houston, who is the crew chief for Joe Ruttman, and right now they're planning on just conserving their truck and their tires and so forth. They do plan on charging here in about another 20 laps. With about 30 laps left to go, we should see Joe Ruttman really pick up the pace and throw everything he has left at Mike Skinner.
Thanks, Ralph. Get well Ernie Irvin on the back of that truck of Joe Ruttman. So what's playing at the drive-in? There's the big screen that sat out the back stretch. Look at those cut downs or super modifieds. And how's that for a race car hauler? That's Aero style. 50s, I would guess. That's the early 50s here.
Yeah, looks to be.
Friday nights, you come to the drive-in. Saturday nights, come watch the stock car.
Are these guys racing, or are they watching the movie?
You know, nobody watches the movie.
That's what used to be the movie up there, where those people are.
Well, no, that's where the base of the screen was, right there just above the wall, just in front of the blackberry bushes. Let's get back to racing with 51 laps to go. Mike Skinner trying to hold off Joe Ruttman's Ford and deny Ruttman his first series victory. The Ford of Toby Butler and that of Butch Miller. But for that Chevy, it's 3 Fords right behind. Slow on the restart is John Kinder. They bunch up behind him. The inside lane was not the place to be.
Field stretches out, going down the back stretch a little bit there. There you see Pancho Carter in 99, Jeff Bodine, number 7. You saw Corelli hung out there on the outside. The number 6 truck on the outside of Pancho, trying to move around the lap truck. Corelli still in the lead lap, but not running like he wants to. Good view of how flat this racing surface is. You don't see much there. Ooh.
Whoa, wow. Good look at how loose was Portengay. Well, you saw it here first, just as Rick Corelli did.
And he gets going, so there will not be a caution.
We stay green at lap 152.
Every time we look through Corelli's front glass, he makes contact with somebody.
Yeah, let's see this again. And he has the camera for every one of our TNN truck races.
All right. Oh, he got down on the grass. He's already out of shape before Rick even got there. In fact, Rick did a good job of not plowing him.
So did Pancho Carter, just missed him. Yeah, he was down there using the Ralph Shaheen line that Ralph told us about earlier.
We'll teach him to pay attention to what we say.
You're back riding with Rick Corelli. Nobody in front of him for the foreseeable future.
Corelli told me before the race he likes to set his truck up loose so it'll turn. Evidently it's a little bit too loose.
Bill Sedgwick has now caught Jack Sprague once again, but Mike Bliss has caught him. That Ultra Wheel 08 of Bliss. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th we're watching here. Bliss has won here on this track in midgets and super modifieds.
You see 31, the red-white truck of Jack Sprague. He's in 5th. 75, Sedgwick is 6th. 08 is the pinkish purple and white truck. That's Mike Bliss. And Hornaday right behind him.
Let's check with Ralph on Mike Bliss.
Mike, this motor inside of Mike Bliss's truck has got a lot of miles on it. It's completed races at Phoenix, Tucson, Bakersfield. It's tested here at Portland, and it tested at Monroe. This is a tried and true motor, not like the one that only turned a lap here in practice.
Hey, trucks run a long time, you know.
Yeah.
100, 200,000 miles.
Not unusual. Whoa, Sedgwick was
truck?
Way high that time, allowed Hornaday to get under it. Now, we've never seen these two guys battle. Look at that. Look at contact there between Bill Sedgwick and Ron Hornaday.
May not be over yet. Ron has the bottom.
Yeah, Bill's truck looks to be pushing up a little bit. Sedgwick, Hornaday made no bones about moving right in under him. Bill's truck just not working like it was in the first half. Looks like it's got a little push in it right now. Hornaday slowly but surely.
Yeah, either a little more power or a little more gear or a little better bite.
Yeah. You have to be real careful on this flat surface when you accelerate. Ooh, good movement there. Looked like the Dale Earnhardt move. They pass you on the inside, you come right back under him.
That looked just like what Sedgwick was trying, and it almost worked.
Yep. What I was going to say, you have to be careful coming off these flat corners here, not to accelerate too much, because the wheels will spin, get the truck out of shape, then you're in big trouble.
So Hornaday makes the pass on Bill Sedgwick. There's your leader, Mike Skinner. And you see Joe Ruttman right with him. We'll be right back.
Today's Today's exclusive coverage of the Maxx Race Cards 200 on TNN is brought to you by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
The fastest thing on the racetrack right now is the truck of Butch Miller. Here's how he got to third place, or fourth place rather, and is running down the leaders to third place underneath Toby Butler.
This is the move that he made on Butler. They had run neck and neck for 2 or 3 laps. This is going into turn 3. Saw Toby get a little high there. Butch wasted no time. Butch's truck really working well down low. You see Toby get a little bit out of shape.
The Coopersville, Michigan native, now living on the north coast of the U.S., Vermillion, Ohio.
And that Michigan native is only about 2.5 seconds behind race leader Mike Skinner. Remember, Butch was 7th at the break. Now he's already up to 3rd and closing in on the leaders.
And even if we continue under green, we don't. Caution, turn 2. It was Bill Sedgwick who got around and stopped in turn 2 and has brought out the caution. He caught the truck righted and kept going. But it puts us under yellow and puts Butch Miller right where he wants to be, right up with the 2 leaders.
I got to feel like the Sedgwick does have some kind of problem, because he hardly ever gets a vehicle out of shape, much less spin one around or have any kind of problems. And the truck just hasn't worked the same way that it did in the first half of the race.
No, that's how we talk. Some of the trucks, as well as you run, you want to try to run a little better. And sometimes if you make a change, sometimes you get over the top with it. There's the Joe Nemechek in 87, or John Nemechek, rather. Let's go to the pits.
Glenn, you're right about Bill Sedgwick. They guessed wrong on the truck at the halfway point. It had been tight early on. They made it too loose. They heated up the right rear, and he's been battling that all night long. This is Gary Showalter, the crew chief for Butch Miller. Now, it looks like you guys guessed exactly right. Do you have enough left, though, as we get close to about 30 laps to go?
Well, Butch says we're going to make a run at him with about 25 to go. He said things are going pretty good, so we're going to hope the lap traffic's out of the way.
Traffic has been a big problem. How are the drivers getting around him? Are they trying to get inside, outside? Are they trying to wave him over?
Well, Butch says that he's just picking them wherever he can get them. That's nobody knows where they're going.
I hope somebody knows.
I hope he does.
Butch certainly does. He told me what he tried to do was to pick a point on the racetrack, just like Gary said there, to try to pick them up and get the truck off the corner, set the guy up coming off the corner so you can get him there. And
1 to go.
NASCAR has confirmed what we knew, that Butch Miller is the fastest truck on the racetrack. He's really making time. This caution good for him and put him right up on the back bumper of Joe Ruttman.
Well, can Mike Skinner hold him off, Ralph?
Let's find out. Rich Burgess, they're all mounting a challenge. Can Mike hold them off?
Right now, we're just trying to take care of the tires, you know, so it's going to be interesting. Only 30 to go, so it's going to be a good race.
So you got something left for him?
We hope so. You hope we can get that GM Goodwrench truck in the victory lane.
30 laps will tell the story.
May not take that long. Let's see if Butch Miller can do what Joe Ruttman has been unable to. Put the pass on Mike Skinner. 30 laps to go.
Thus far tonight, nobody has been able to pass Mike Skinner. And I'm wondering, sitting there wondering right now, if we've had a race all year where a guy led from wire to wire.
Well, the key will be if all 3 of them can clear the lap trucks right here on this restart. Walker Evans stays down to the inside, lets the leaders race. Now Skinner, look at it. He got a whole shot on the field. Who's in that truck? John Forrest?
Looked like a drag car. Looked like a rocket ship.
Butch Miller got a decent restart. Toby Butler a little further back.
Jack Sprague in the 31 behind him.
Yeah, I think 4th place will be at stake before this is over as well.
Toby got a little bit of a bite there as he pulled up off the corner. You see Ruttman leading Butch Miller down the backstretch into turn 3. Butch really making up the ground off the corners. That's where his truck's really hooked up. You can see him pull right up on the rear of Ruttman as they come off the corner.
Well, that looks like a good plan if it is their plan. Because as you said earlier on, it's so tough to pass getting into the corner here. You really need to be strong coming out.
That's what you got to do. You got to set the guy up fast coming off the corner. But I tell you, those front 2 trucks, you're not going to take anything away from Ruttman. He's driven a tremendous race along with Mike Skinner. Skinner hasn't really been challenged, but Ruttman hadn't been challenged too much for 2nd place either.
A little further back, Jack Sprague, Mike Bliss, Ron Hornaday continue their own private battle. That's 5th, 6th, and 7th. And add Rick Corelli right in there. Corelli's come up to 8th place.
Look at Hornaday pull up on the back into Bliss. I thought he was going to nail him there. Corelli obviously made some adjustments to his truck. It's running much better than this half. Looks more like the Rick Corelli that we have come to know.
Joe Groen and crew massaged that truck up to 8th place. Good nose-to-tail battle here. 25 to go. Last time by.
And look at Corelli trying a little bit higher line than what Hornaday, Bliss, and Jack Sprague are doing right now. You see Hornaday's truck move out against the wall. Corelli was already there. And he's definitely running a higher line on the racetrack. Up in the outside groove, starting to put the pressure. Right there is where you lose it, just off of that flat turn. In fact, he told me that the 4th turn there felt like it was almost off camber.
Sliding and spinning, Wayne Jacks climbs the tires and goes over in turn 1.
Comes to rest on his side.
Glenn, there were 3 wide battling down the front straightaway, and Jack's car got tipped sideways. When he got the truck straightened out, it headed right for the pile of tires that line the inside of the quarter-mile track here. It climbed the tires, did a Bigfoot-style jump 30 feet in the air and came down and rolled up onto its side. When the Las Vegas Speedway, Imperial Palace, and Dorman Fastener's truck. I wonder if that'll get him 10 grand from the Edge radio station in Las Vegas.
If that doesn't, I don't know what he can do that will. When he hit that tire, that protective tire there, it acted as a catapult and shot him right up over the bigger tire on the other side of it, flipped him right over.
What a sky shot. When our cameras got to it, here's what they saw.
You see, he's already hit the tire. You see the tire there, right at the bottom of your screen. That's what he hit that catapulted him up in the air. Look how gently the thing just set right over on its side. I can't believe that it didn't.
He's out. He's climbed out of the truck. That's what that cheer is all about. There's Wayne Jacks. Looks like he might have got just a little bit scrambled in that one. But he is okay. Good thing. We're red flagged here at lap 177. We'll get back to it in a minute. Folks, it's been a wild night in Portland. Wayne Jacks just got more air than Michael Jordan on the way to the hoop. Look at these tires along here. Now, you can see the white circles where they paint them in place. That's where that tire was that's now out there. And you see there's about 2 or 3 more missing. They slid along to there, got stopped by the big one. And it looked like a little Hot Wheels truck.
Yeah, and the truck had nowhere else to go when he pushed the 2 smaller tires into the bigger one. He just went right up over them, and off he went.
That's the first truck that has rolled in Super Truck competition, we are told. And Ralph Shaheen has caught up with Wayne Jacks.
Well, that's a tough way to try to get that 10 grand. Are you okay? What happened?
Well, coming off that corner, it looked like we got 2 or 3 stacked up. Somebody nailed me in the side and sent me off towards the infield, and I hit one of those tires. Man, I hate to see tires like that scattered around a racetrack. You know, the Edge, that KEDG radio 103.5 in Las Vegas, you know, we're trying to do something for them here, give them some good advertising for their local station. But it's not a good way to do it. I said, that's a lot more than $10,000 damage to the poor old truck. But we was running pretty good, and we had a flat early on and had to go into the pits. And they marked us a lap down, but we never got a lap down. And we've just been having to fight people the whole race, slower trucks. We've been trying to work our way up, but we just couldn't quite get through the traffic.
Mike, I'll tell you what, if he doesn't get that 10 grand, I think he needs to change radio stations.
Yeah, if he doesn't win that contest, I want to know why. Here's the liquid wrench slickest move of the race. We're going to show you in a minute. As voted by our TNN panel. Brought to you by Liquid Wrench. Our vote, lap 93, Jeff Bodine gets underneath the battling Sammy Swindell and Rick Corelli. Slides his way up to 7th place in that battle. Pretty slick move.
That was. It was just like he sprayed liquid wrench on the side of that 38 truck, went right by him.
Wouldn't do that. It's not where you spray it. Spray a little here.
Yeah, he needs more than liquid wrench. He needs some big wrenches.
I think the edge has gotten pretty dull on that truck.
Yeah.
Tough break for Wayne Jacks. Well, you hate to see it when a fellow that's trying to make it, looking for a major sponsor, and trying to do the very best he can with what he has. Wayne had a good race going, was out of trouble, and now they got a long haul back to Vegas with a very bent truck.
And he was running a good race. He was very competitive. He did have a little problem there, got him behind. We're going to have the restart here, and 1 to go as you're looking at the top 10.